everybody. Welcome back to Keeping Up with the Chaldeans. I'm Junior Binno, along with my co-host Anthony Toma. And we've got Wael Abboud today from Bullz Boxing Club and Rocksteady Boxing out of Oxford, Michigan. Mr. Abboud has a nickname and goes by Bull, so you'll hear us referring to him a few times during the show by that. And we'll get to how we've gotten that name for him. Mr. Abboud, nice to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Do you like to go by Wael or Bull, or what do you want us to?
Everyone calls me Bull.
All right.
So,
well, good to have you, Bull, on the show.
Thank you.
Want to give us a little information about your gym and your background and what have you?
Sure. Just to start out, how far back you want me to go?
Let's start off with the boxing, the gym. Let's start off with the gym, and then we'll get into the personal stuff later.
Gotcha. The gym came about, say, about 2012.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out from Westland to Oxford. I met my wife through a thing called Christian Mingle.
Okay.
And so I picked up and left and went to this town called Oxford, which I had never heard of before. Heard of Oxford Blues, the movie. That's about all the Oxford I knew. And moved there, and we said we'd have like a 5-year plan, try to save a couple bucks, and open up a boxing gym.
Oh, God bless.
So this opportunity came about to where they gave me such a good deal in this big warehouse. It's about 280,000 square feet. Where I walked in there and I said, look, how about we work out something where whatever I do, we'll split it. And they said, look, come on in here. So it was almost like having no rent. Just come in what we do. If we do something, we do.
Wow.
And wife and I took a little money out of the house.
Yeah.
And, and the rest has been kind of history. Got a
And
Bullz Boxing Club going.
putting it together. So obviously it's not 280,000 square feet. So you have a spot in a 280,000 square foot facility, which houses, what else does it house?
Well, the Legacy Center is where they used to build Sea Ray boats at. So
Okay.
it just has a little history to it, too.
Nice.
You've got Urban Air. You've got like a martial art place, PKSA Karate. You got Bullz Boxing Club. You got a go-kart track. You got this Ninja Warrior course. A CrossFit gym. There's probably 10, 20 other things I haven't mentioned, but it's a pretty cool, like a destination location place, especially for the town of Oxford. There's not much going on out there, so this is a perfect place where you could drop the kids off while they're boxing. You can go have a coffee at the cafe or get your hair done, nails, etc. So they're kind of a unique place that I'm in.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
And you were doing boxing pre all this, like before getting married and all this stuff.
Yes.
How long ago was that? How long ago did you get the
Let me see here.
feel for it?
Well, I've dreamt about being a world champion for many years. It started in 1989. I went down to the Kronk Gym in Detroit, where Emmanuel Stewart has like 42 world champions. I trained out there for a while, and
Did you know John Lepak? Tall, skinny white boy back then.
You know what?
Now he's a tall, chubby white boy. No, kidding, John. Just kidding, John.
No.
John Lepak, he was he was around our age. Yep.
Is he a Polish kid by
Yeah,
chance? Yeah, really tough kid. In fact, I sparred this guy before. Yeah.
It's a good cat.
At a car dealership out of all places.
He married a Chaldean girl.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Well, that's kind of cool.
So you're at Emmanuel. You were down at Emmanuel Stewart
Gym.
Yeah. I was there about 1989, kind of chasing the dream. But here's the thing. I kind of jumped into the sport without taking or having any amateur fights. I just kind of stayed with the training at the Kronk, sparring different.
Who'd you train under at Kronk?
Sammy Poe.
Okay.
Sammy's no longer with us.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's Bill Miller, who
Emmanuel Stewart passed away.
Yeah,
also.
Emmanuel Stewart passed away. But you train in that gym there, it's like that's the gym to train in when you're in Detroit.
Right.
It's kind of a hardcore
Did you meet
gym.
Tommy Hearns?
I never did meet Tommy.
Okay.
I met him after the fact, but
Gotcha.
it was a tough gym, man. It was a gym where you get thrown into the wolves.
Mm-hmm.
Where my gym, we kind of take it easy with you because
When did you open that gym?
2012, I think, or 2013 maybe. I might be off by a year or so.
Sure.
But,
Just curious. I mean,
yeah.
Boxing had taken a little downturn for a little bit because we came up, with the heavyweight champions. We were always enthusiastic, Mike Tyson, and all the other big names that were out there. What gave you the courage to do it? Because we did take a little hit in our. I mean, in the entertainment industry itself.
It started fading a little bit.
Sure.
Well, it came down to this. My wife asked me, honey, what do you know how to do? I don't sing, dance, or computers or any of that stuff. I just know the art of fighting, We call it boxing. It's really fighting, but we call it boxing. But it's what it's where my passion lies. It's just this is what I know. It's almost in my DNA. I've loved it since I was a kid, you know. So I've been a martial artist my whole life, and from a martial art background to transition into kickboxing and boxing. So when I was sparring with James Toney, it gave me confidence to fight this guy for a kickboxing title. I thought, man, if I can hang with James Toney, this guy shouldn't be much. And it actually turned out to be that way, too. I did pretty well in kickboxing.
And James Toney's a Jackie Callan product?
Yeah, James Toney was Jackie Callan's probably biggest fighter she had.
Yep.
Ended up winning a world title.
Yeah.
I watched him fight Michael Nunn, Michael second to none, and he became world champion then. Then I was jumping up and down like I won, because now I'm not just sparring anybody. I'm sparring world champion James Toney. So everyone said, how are you going to spar with him? I'm like, well, when you want to do something, you got to knock, and the door opens up sometimes. As it says in the Bible, you ask and you shall receive. You know, you have to ask first. If you don't ask and try, you won't know whether you're going to receive or not. And I kind of just took the steps necessary, got there, and boy, I still got some headaches from James Toney, but I'm still here.
Yeah.
Still kicking.
When you first started, you said around 12, 13, right? Who was the support? Where did you get support to even jump into this? Because at the end of the day, it's different for a Chaldean to walk in and open up a boxing gym. So
being like the only Chaldean hillbilly out in Oxford, Michigan, man. Man, I got to know the whole town pretty much too.
Yeah.
My wife I think my wife probably gave me the most confidence on doing that. She's like, honey, you know this. This is you. You gotta. She's like, wait, you give yourself 2-3 years, you're gonna know everybody in Oxford. I went to Myers. I can't go in. You know, it's nice going to a place where people know you and it's good to be seen. And I go out of my way to kind of share what it's almost like a big family out there. So someone needs a helping hand, I'm there for them, you know.
Yep.
It's kind of a cool place to live, actually.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Little question about your clientele and all that stuff.
Yep.
What was it that got you to drive people into your place? Was it people, you know, how are you marketing yourself to be able to capture the crowd? And I know you have a couple of different clienteles that you deal with.
Right.
People that are full-fledged, healthy as can be, and then you also deal with the other side that has Parkinson's disease.
The Rock City program.
Yeah, the Rock City, which we'll get into that. But I just want to know what made you build up your business to strengthen it, because it's hard. I mean, we as Chaldeans, we try to somewhat use each other to help each other to come up. Now you're on your own.
I was on my own there.
Yes. So what?
And especially from ground zero, man, to take from zero to build something. I just felt that I was so passionate about it, and parents come in there all the time like, "Bull, we can tell." I work with little kids too, so when you have passion for something, people know. When you believe in something, they know. If you're just trying to sell a product just to make that paycheck, it's almost like, I do this just to get my 40 hours, then I'm gone. In this case, you could just tell, man. It kind of radiates a little bit to where I'm kind of easy to approach, I've been told, and I just kind of look at every person as a possible, customer of mine, and possibly a friend down the road too. You just never know who you're going to meet in this type of business too.
So
I've been blessed.
We've all been blessed,
Yeah,
and I see you wear your cross with pride. I love that.
Yeah.
So what introduced you to the Rocksteady program?
That's a great question, man. I watch a lot of HBO, a lot of boxing. So one day, and there's a little bit more than that, but I was watching the boxing program. They had this guy on there and this girl, and I kind of was watching. You watch something, but you're not really into it. All of a sudden, you're into it. I'm like, wow, I had to turn this up, and I'm watching, and I'm seeing this guy that she's in there with the ring with doing mitt work has Parkinson's. And I'm like, man, I kind of get goosebumps when I think about it, because to see this guy with Parkinson's hitting mitts, boy, I tell you, I seen it. I'm like, wow, that's something I could possibly do. But I had guys approach me at my gym and they're like, hey, Bull, do you do this thing called Rocksteady Boxing? I kept going, look, man.
Rocksteady Boxing.
Yeah. I go, I don't do that. I don't do that Rocksteady thing. I don't. But there's a gym that does. I'd refer him to this place in Troy called The Rink, because I was afraid to. I didn't think, what could Bull, how am I going to show someone that's got Parkinson's? How am I going to help you? You got Parkinson's. How am I going to help you? In fact, I thought I gave a few people Parkinson's from hitting them, didn't mean to, but part of the business.
That Parkinson's doesn't come from...
No.
Well, could you explain to the viewers exactly the Parkinson's disease itself?
For what you know about.
Yeah, for what I know.
Yeah,
and I wish my wife was more medical than me. I wish she was here too, because she could really medically tell you a little bit about it. It's
just the gist of it.
It's a neurological disease.
Mm-hmm.
it has many forms. Like I was told when I went to Indianapolis to the headquarters, if you meet one person with Parkinson's, you've just met one person with Parkinson's. They're not all the same. Everyone is absolutely different.
Wow.
You got some guys that have what we call tremors, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You have some guys that it's called festinating, where you stand, you can't move, you kind of freeze up. They taught us methods and how to get them to move in this natural way.
Sure.
So you went for training for this
Yes,
Rocksteady program?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, the guy kept approaching me. This guy named Jim Skiles. Or Jim Rice. I'm sorry, Jim Skiles, but it's Jim Rice. He kept coming up to me. Says, "Bull, do you do this thing?" I go, "Jim, no, I don't, man." Like I was afraid. I kept sending him away.
Mm-hmm.
He approached me 2 or 3, 4 times, and right now he's in my program. It's unbelievable. He just says, "Bull, the blessings has been to him." He's gone and done physical therapy in a physical therapy office, which I get. They're trying to help these people out. But when you go there, you feel like you're in a doctor's office.
You're right.
A man or a woman, they come to our gym, they see this ring, they feel like men, man. It's like they wake up. Once you step and you pass that threshold of my gym door, I can't explain it to you.
You're no longer a patient. Now
man, you're not a person that just has Parkinson's. You're one of my fighters, man. You're a warrior. You're doing stuff.
There you go.
The way they train harder than my kids do. I'm like, you guys have no idea what kind of warriors you are.
Yeah.
In fact, there's a class going on right now. I was just showing you my live shot on my video where they're just kind of warming up right now. We got a little meet and greet, and
you want to shout out some of the guys?
Well, I may forget their names,
Yeah.
man. I forget every now and then, but man, from Pete to Jim to Paul Newman. I always go, "Paul, what's your last name again?" Paul Newman. How's that salad dressing going?
Yeah.
God,
The rest of them.
The rest of you guys.
Yeah.
I love all of you, man. You guys know it, man. We're definitely like a family.
Sorry to put you on the spot there.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So, in regards to Parkinson's, if you don't know, a lot of you, I'm sure, have watched Ray Donovan before.
Yeah,
Ray's brother, inside the boxing gym that he owns, is the one that has the trembling hand when he stands there, and sometimes talks. Or he would box too, but also did have Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
Bull, did you ever experience a Chaldean at all yet with Parkinson's? Because I don't know if it's too common amongst yet in our community.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys know any Chaldeans right now, if I had to ask you that have Parkinson's that you know of?
I personally don't.
I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, no.
Same here, and I was wondering whether it's from this, that, or the other, but we were just in Arizona. One of my best friends, Mike Deli, go to his house. His dad is sitting down. They go, "Oh, I didn't tell you. My dad has Parkinson's." I'm like,
wow.
"Mike." I'm like, "How could you not tell me?" So, since he told us, we went to a Walmart or somewhere and bought a bunch of little exercise bikes for a little mini bike thing for his pedal with his hands and his feet. So we went there. My wife and I. We spent like maybe about a good hour and a half or 2 hours or so.
Yeah.
Man, we had this man. We took a beach ball for his mobility. I had him moving his legs. I had him smiling. I had the family. Let's do the wave. Everybody in the kitchen. You guys too. Everybody. You guys got to help out, man. Had him.
Come on.
Boy, I'll tell you. Yeah, the wave.
I'm half wave. I'm half wave.
Yeah, it's okay. But I had them all kind of. What we did. We gave the family hope.
Sure.
Got him to stand up.
That's cool.
Got
man.
him. It's just. I don't use the word. Maybe I do use it quite a bit nowadays, but the word miraculous.
Yeah.
To see something there's no pill to take. You're gonna get just better like that, but it's.
You did it naturally.
Yeah.
And what's the progress of improvement? Like you'll have somebody come in that's suffering from the disease, but is not a prisoner of it now that they found you.
Right. Andy is an example. I got to go back to Andy. He was wheelchair bound, had a hospital bed in his house, and just said, "I give up. I don't want to do anything." He ended up going from that to a wheelchair to a walker, and then sometimes he forgets a cane at the gym. I'm like, "Andy," he's like, "Hey, Bull, I drove today, you know." And for them to tell me they signed their name today or tied their shoelace today, things that we don't think of, it's just like, simple things, but these are big things. When Paul Newman says to me, "Hey, Bull, I could sign my check," I go, "Well, make sure you sign it to Bullz Boxing Club," we joke around a lot too.
Yeah, that's great.
In fact, I think one of the things that makes Rock City special and what makes the Northern Oakland County location special is that when you get in there, we do about a 10-15 minute meet and greet.
Yeah.
And in the meet and greet, we just talk about whatever, not just Parkinson's, just about whatever. But it is nice that some of the guys can share what medications they're on. Some guys have that tremor where they do a surgery where I can't think of the name of it.
It's a piece that gets to your receptor, and from your receptor, it helps you
has
stabilize.
Like a little battery and everything. Where when you turn it on, like in that Donovan, where you turn it on, he would
stop the shake, or when you turn off.
But there's other ways where you might have more shake during, but what helps this disease is the force intense workout. And they keep jarring, and what happens when you keep waking these nerves that have been asleep for a long time, it's almost like, to give you an example, like I said, I'm no doctor, but take a whole house and rewire it. If you rewire, all the wires are no good, you have to rewire it. So when you do boxing, a lot of it has to do with muscle memory, jab, cross, hook, it's 1, 2, 3, we do a number system and a visual, where then all of a sudden they're doing this, and before you know it, people like hitting stuff. When you start hitting, it does something from
stimulation.
It wakes up these nerves. It's unreal.
It's the mind. A lot of it. Your mind has such crazy control.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So the Rocksteady is one part of the gym, right? Of your business. What's the other part?
The other part is we teach people how to box.
What kind of people? Kids.
From kids. On Saturday, I got a class called Little Champ. It's called Little Champs and Little Champ Junior. Little Champ Junior is about 5 and 6 years old. I got some kids at that age come in. They're just running around the gym.
Sure.
I got some kids come in. They got their hand wraps on and ready to go. So I tell the parents all the time, it's a non-contact class. No one's going to get hurt, but this is what we do. And then I have.
So how do you teach them without contact?
Yeah,
Are they
but
hitting bags,
when I say non-contact, we just don't let them spar.
Okay.
But I will say, there's a few kids that were on our exhibition. It was awesome. It was like one of the best matches. Just to see these little guys would put headgear on them and big gloves, and then you let them go. It's kind of like that thing where, if you do karate for a while, you might do a karate tournament. If you do dance, you might do what they call like a recital. In our case, at Bullz Boxing Club, we do an exhibition. We do them twice a year. But with these exhibitions, it gives kids a chance to come in and train. Let's say you train for a long time. Then what? You're not going to fight professionally, but wouldn't it be nice to have a referee and you go in there and you got about 150, 200 people watching? So we do that twice a year.
Beautiful.
It's really cool, actually.
So you're never molding them to get to the point of being professionals at that point? That's if they want to pursue it. But your whole point of it is just to be enthusiastic to the community and bring the ability for, whether it's Parkinson's or just the average kid who just wants to learn a few moves and stuff.
It's a great self-defense. It's like learning self-defense while getting fit.
Okay.
And one more thing, we have these things, man, between iPads and I'm a grandfather. I have 3 grandkids. My little grandkids, they got little iPads. I'm going, we're too attached to this like cyber world, man.
Yeah.
So when you come to the boxing gym, man, you get a real fist pump, man. You don't get a like, you get a fist pump. You unplug and you have fun, man. It's just, I think we're missing that a little bit in our everyday life. So parents dig the fact that when they come there, we have a thing. You set your phones down. You just come and come and be.
So you got the kids, and then so you got the little kids, and then you got the next age, which is what? You said 5 to 6 was the first.
Then we have like 10 years old and older.
Okay.
Then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I've got we call it youth boxing. You can be 12, 14, 16, just under 18. It's youth boxing from 4:30 to 5:30 and 5:30 to 6:30 on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then we have on Mondays and Wednesdays, I have adult boxing classes, which my classes, every time I'm teaching classes, it's always packed for.
So what ranges are you talking about?
18 to about 45, 50.
Okay.
Our oldest person that we have is about 83 years old. And some of these guys, they always joke, they go, Bull, what if they come up with a cure for Parkinson's? I go, I'd be the first one to be so happy. And most of them go, guess what? We still will come and train here.
Right.
Because training becomes part. It's like, this is your temple. Your body is your temple you've been given. Why not take care of it? I mean, look at what we do for what we drive, where, this, that, or where we go. You know, why not take care of your temple? And I never have to say it to sell my gym. I just kind of I go, look, you guys come in.
That's a great point.
I don't go there, hey man, I just let them, hey, I'm here. You want any question you got? I might have an answer for you, and I might not.
Is your clientele mixed when they're sparring, or not sparring, when they're in their training? Do you have the Parkinson clientele?
Separate.
Okay, that's what I was going to say.
Obviously.
So, well, no, you're never hitting. That's the thing. You're not sparring.
Yeah.
So does that mean we can just interact
in a class setting?
In a class setting. So are we training
we have
together?
a class from like 10:30 to 12, then from 12 to 1:30. They're hour-and-a-half long classes.
Yeah, but these are the kids are not sparring.
No,
the adults are.
Well, some kids are, and adults really. I have a few adults at once. I got a guy who's about 50 years old. He goes, "Hey, Bull, one of my bucket list things. I just want to I want to spar. I want to. Yeah. I go. You know what? Let's set you up for October. From now till October, honestly, any one of you in this room can be in the exhibition. What's so cool? I won't put you in with the Golden Glove champion. I'll put Anthony in with someone that Anthony can work with. You know.
Yeah.
You know. Just we don't want to mismatch you. Yep. And the one thing I don't want to do to any of the kids or anyone that I train, I don't want to hurt their fighting spirit. Because if you get bit by a dog one time, it might be that one time that you're going to be afraid to get bit again. You know. You can't have that fear. So what I do, I make it as kind of as fun as can be too for the kids too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How about a little background about yourself? If you want to. Maybe just go into, things that where you grew up, where you were born, raised.
Family.
Yeah.
Did I mention I went to Groves High School?
Yeah, I graduated from Groves alum.
All right, man. Wael Groves. I mean, the name is my name. Wael, man. Wael.
Wael Groves, yeah. So, we actually went to high school together.
Yeah, we did. And
about 5 years ago, they both graduated from Groves.
5.5
so
years.
That's good. You just got done.
Yeah. I'm about to be double nickel, man, December, man.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. Came over here in 1968. We came here from Baghdad.
Okay.
I can't remember a thing about Baghdad, but I was about 3.5 years old. Came over here, moved to Detroit, and got lucky that my dad moved us out to like kind of the suburbs.
Yep.
Which got me to go to Birmingham schools. I went to Beverly Elementary, went to Berkshire Junior High, and of course went to Wael Groves.
Yep.
And then after that, I kind of got married kind of quick at like maybe 2021. And then I got married and I got divorced. But out of that marriage, I have a wonderful daughter that's given me 3 grandkids. And it's just, man,
God bless.
I can't. Oh, man, there's nothing better than being a grandparent because you get to give the kids back when you're done.
Were you married to a Chaldean woman?
She was Greek.
Greek,
and Scottish. But they say that about with grandkids, you return them. Actually, we want to keep them with us. So they're coming out this weekend to stay with Jiddu and Nona. They call me Jiddu, and that just melts my heart.
That's beautiful.
And Nona, my wife's Italian, so she's Nona. She's just she's known my daughters when she just first got pregnant. So for those babies, she says they're not blood to her, but they're more than blood.
She treats them right.
Oh man, it's hard to. You just have to think about it. Love has no
awesome.
No
boundaries.
Yeah, man.
Nope, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So how many? You said you have 3 kids total?
Yeah, just one daughter. I have 3 siblings. My sister, older sister, Naran in California. My brother Rock, and my brother Joey, who might be on here to steal some of my thunder. He told me.
Yeah, he's going to be on here. It's the Wacky Iraqi.
Yeah, the Wacky Iraqi. Yeah, I got something for you, Wacky. Anyway, we'll talk about that later too.
Yeah.
But I've been involved in the martial arts. I won a kickboxing title in '91. I turned boxing pro in '92, and as I turned pro, I had no amateur fights, which is really kind of unheard of.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do it that way,
right?
Because if you go fight someone, you go fight a professional. But
sure.
If I had to do it over again, I'd probably do the same thing. No, it's Reshifuya.
What was your record? As a pro?
I had like 3 fights, man. I had 3 professional fights. I had 1 win, 2 losses, but if you understand what I did and how I did it, it was just it was pretty. For by myself, I had no manager either. I turned pro March 3rd. I fought on the 21st. That's not too many days apart. And my goal is to try to fight as much as I can.
Sure.
But I got to spar some different world champions and got some good experience. And I come to realize with my wife doing a little blood test before I had my surgery on my hips, I have thalassemia. So that's why when I would train, I'd get tired sometimes. I couldn't figure out why. With thalassemia, some of my red blood cells, they're like dead. They don't work right. So you need all the oxygen you can get in boxing. Went to Colorado, found out how it was for me. It took me about 3 or 4 days to get.
Because the altitude.
Altitude.
Yeah, man. So with all that, I had these plans, and God was laughing, going, "Habibi, you ain't doing that, man.
Right.
I got something else for you." So what I do right now with this Rock City program, it's like it's the most significant thing I do with boxing. So a world title would have been beautiful, but guess what? All that stuff is. For what I do for Pete, Tom, and others, the way they make them feel, to me, it's like, this is what I'm meant to do. This is what God has me doing, and I'm just glad to be doing this, man. I feel like it's nice to find what you're supposed to do at 50-plus years old,
right.
man.
And so you keep you're in the giving back mode, like paying it back, and so we talked a little bit off air about some people that you wanted to meet in different practices. So we mentioned the guys from Roots, and we mentioned
I would love to meet them.
Randa, Marcos.
Can I say something? I kind of reached out to Randa Marcos, and once again, Randa, if I was you too, and someone's reaching out, I'm not no champ. I didn't train no champ, but fighting is like playing chess at high speeds. And if you can trust that, yeah, with knowledge is power, but for experience and being around, and I had something to kind of show her. It's like a formula.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone thought they had the formula to beat Floyd Mayweather. But I can say this right now. I'm going to say it without like being, I'm not trying to be cocky at all, but I have the right formula to beat someone like him. And then if you come talk to me in private, I'll show you. And for someone like Randa, what I wanted to show, a girl or a guy, man, I just thought this formula that I could show her would just be so amazing to be able to pass it on to someone and see her use it. I don't want no credit. Just do it. Use it. Because I want you to hit and not get hit. I want you to win, you know, and to have, my goal was to be the first, you know, Chaldean born in Baghdad to win a title. It's never happened in history. So to even help someone get there, to me, would be pretty awesome.
And so you kind of used the example of chess moves.
Yes.
And this formula is a little bit, is a shortcut in the game of chess, right?
Yes. Okay. In fact, we did in your office there. I'd do it again, but just to show you how this formula, how it works, it's just, it's really, they call it a check hook, but it's not a check hook. It's taking a little bit of, here's how I'm going to put it this way. You take a little bit of Roy Jones, you take a little bit of Bruce Lee, you take a little bit of Mike Tyson, you take a little bit of this, but you take what works for you. If it doesn't work for you, you toss it out the window, as Bruce Lee said. And one of the things I've always said, running water never goes stale for people that wonder about exercise in general. But when you mix all the two together and the love and passion you have for this, man, it was like almost, I want to say I prayed for it to get this type of, you know.
Sure.
I kept digging, man. I kept digging, and I come up with something that I'd be willing to show anybody. I'm going to be going back to Arizona. I got a guy he's a young Chaldean kid who moved from California to Arizona to get to this gym called The Lab. And I'm sure the guys at Roots would know of The Lab. This is like not just the best gym in Arizona, one of the best gyms in the nation. People, like, they saw this gym out. And this kid happens to go there, and the uncle wants me to train him with striking. And I would love to, once again, to pass along something. But it would be even more powerful doing it here while I'm in Michigan. This is down the road. I want to do something now.
Yeah.
But
we'll introduce you to the guys from Roots also.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We'll get
man.
you guys together.
I watch their program. I watch it, and they seem pretty cool. In fact, everyone you had on the program, awesome, man. Thumbs up to all of them.
Thank you.
Absolutely,
Appreciate
man.
that.
It makes me proud. I'm extremely proud to be Chaldean too.
Yeah.
Man.
Same with us.
Yeah.
It looks like you're very proud to be an American also.
Oh, for sure, man. Oh, for sure, man.
Yeah, what's your growth projection like? You know, just to touch on that real quick. Yeah. You're in Oxford.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough. I mean, we want to drive Chaldeans more into the businesses and for them to make their way to Oxford.
Oh,
maybe a distance, but do you plan on having growth and coming more closer to the Metro Detroit area?
I'm glad you asked me that, because I got to say it just the way it is. Like my wife would, if she was here, she'd tell you the same thing. If I do whatever it is that I do, if it isn't to further the kingdom, it's not for me to do. Like I don't have to have more than one location, or I'm not looking to do that. But it's just, for me, it's just to do this one thing I'm supposed to do
and give it quality.
Yeah, where I'm at. Yeah, just.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
And if guys are really interested, they're going to come see you regardless of whatever it is.
Yeah. Hopefully, I might make a few connections through you, you know, and maybe,
definitely.
And if I could just, like I say, Randa, the reason I mentioned Randa, because when I seen her fight, I was like, man, boy, she sure could use a little bit of striking. Don't get me wrong, whoever's training her is doing a great job, but I think there's a little something that, you know, you never know. Something else might work a little bit better.
I'm sure she'll welcome the, I mean, I don't know her, but I'm sure, I mean, anyone that can learn something. From anyone that's been there has some ideas.
But once again, if you don't have a champion, you know, but once you get one champion, all of a sudden everyone wants to see him. But hey, what do you have that we're like? But I'm willing to share this. But you know, it's got to be the right person, or you know, that's you'll be able to tell when you introduce it. It's like either it's going to take or it's not. You know, I'm a big believer in like energies, man. They either they mix or they clash.
Any people you want to give a shout out to, people that encouraged you, gave you the push along the way, friends, people in the industry, anything
man, I just want to thank everyone that ever did help me. I can't remember all the names, but man, I just want to say, you know, like to anyone that had a part of what I do, man, I hope I've helped them out the way they've helped me a little bit too. Because
that's nice.
You can go from being one thing to another, like Saul and Paul. You know, you can become something to, you know, where you can make that complete change. I feel like I've reached a point where it's not about, it's about what you could do for others too, man.
Sure.
It's just not about what comes in for you. It's about what you could do. And in the end, when you're no longer, it's about not what you had, not what it's about like how you made people feel.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes right down to it, and I realize that more now than ever.
That's your legacy.
Yeah,
that's what you leave
that's
behind.
it, man. I'm in the legacy building too, called Legacy 925. So maybe it all kind of
the legacy building, huh?
Yeah,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Can you give a message to our viewers out here to let them know either words of encouragement or anything that
what I could say is
make a difference to the next guy?
like the way we try to help everybody out, if you know someone that has Parkinson's, all you got to do is go to Rocksteady Boxing and put your zip code in there. Rocksteady Boxing and put your zip code in there, and it'll show you the closest location to you. Because I sure wouldn't want someone to drive all the way out to my place when you can go to a place in Southfield, or there's a place called the Beverly Hills Racket Club. They have a program over there.
Oh, really?
But I will say, what I have in my gym with box masters and all the equipment that I have, man, it's like second to none for someone that has this particular disease, yeah. Because I have a numbered system on my box masters, and it's like some of the best equipment, and it just works out so good. It shows you where the punches are. It's like having mitts. It's like having 10 people help me hold mitts. I got like 10 of these box masters. Some gyms don't have any. I've been very, once again, blessed to get these things.
Nice.
We want to thank you for the shirts.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah,
for
beautiful.
Sure.
He gave me a medium, by the way. This is just not my gut.
All right.
But he gave me a little bit of a push now to get into this medium fitting right.
I got some wraps too. Got another shirt for my son. We have In Your Corner. If you guys want to subscribe to this,
it's free. Yeah,
free publication. That's cool. We got some soap that was made for Bull.
Yeah. If this was you said it was made by one of your students.
Yeah, no, he's an autistic kid. He's been on Channel 2, Channel 4-7. There's gonna go on Shark Tank and the whole 9 yards. The kid got his bicycle stolen, and his dad said, "Look, you need to do something for work." And he's like, "How about I start making soap?" Family backed him up, and he's been doing great with this. All organic and everything. It's good stuff right there.
Mm-hmm.
What's the kid's name?
His name, Spencer.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost forgot his name. Man. Sorry, Spencer.
Yep. And that's called Bullz Bar.
Yeah. Oh, there's one other thing I didn't tell you that we do at our gym. We do a thing called OVA, the OVA program, Oxford Virtual Academy. It's homeschool kids. Homeschool's a big thing these days, you know?
Yeah.
So what they do, they come to our gym as far as like to get their credit or whatever it is, how it works, and then
for recess.
And then the Oxford schools, Oxford schools, they kind of pay us for the Oxford school pay us for that service, which is kind of neat. You know?
That's cool.
Yeah, kind of helps us keep afloat. Then with the Rocksteady Boxing and everything, it's like we always get just what we need, man. That's all I kind of pray for.
What are some of the pricing structures for the gym?
The gym right now, we for our summer special, we have like $100 summer special from now till September 1st for $100. We're normally $75 a month.
Okay.
Then for like a starter plan, I do this once in a while. It's $100 for a starter plan. You get professional bag gloves, hand wraps, and then 1 month of instruction there for $100.
Wow.
And after that, it's like $75 a month. But that includes, boxing, kickboxing, everything that we offer. Whatever any class we offer, you could do.
So if I'm part of the class or I have a membership for the $75 a month.
Yeah, you guys got lifetimes, by the way.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
For sure.
So if I'm a member and I pay the $75, I come in, I do the classes.
Yep.
What else is there for me to do if I wanted to work out there on my own?
Well, you just come in, and then you can go hit the box master, hit the speed bags. You got to come in on open gym times.
Yep.
So if I got a 4:30 kids class, I don't like having adults there with the kids. So I go, well, let's wait till like 6:30. Then you guys come in after the kids leave.
Gotcha.
It's an open gym then. Yeah.
And how big's your portion of that 280,000 square foot facility?
Just under 3,000 square feet.
Oh, well, that's a good size.
That's a good, decent size one.
Yeah, we've got a competition ring. When I say a competition ring, because what I do is that place makes a transformation when we have our exhibitions. Our next one's in October. And when we have our exhibition, we get about 150, 200 people that will come and watch. It's really cool. And then when you see a show in a small place, you feel like really part of it versus when you're up at the Palace, you see these little people down there.
Yep.
Or you have to look on the Jumbotron.
Yeah, I wish I'd have kept the Palace like a UFC place or something where that'd have been so neat. But anyway, someone else got ideas to knock it down, and it's sad.
Yep, going.
Yeah.
So we have some pictures here. On the deck.
You know, they say a picture's 1,000 words. There's a gentleman, Jerry, right there. And if you just look at his face, this is a gentleman who had a high position in, I think it was GM. And when he found us, man, it's just like he found a place to come back to life,
Yeah, and he was dealing with Parkinson's.
Yes. I've got guys that have like certain tremors, and they festinate to the point where you can't move. But then there's techniques that we've learned that we would love to share with people too, that you could show someone else how to do this. So when we were in Arizona, we showed the family what to do and how to do it. I go, there's 3 brothers. You guys take Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Come and help your dad out. Give him a good hour, and you watch. Cause when we come back in like January, February, I want to see progress. I'm gonna go back there this way here. You got to kind of make people accountable a little bit too. Come on, because man, running water never goes stale, man. You let something just sit, no matter if it's a brand new car, put it in the garage, let it just park it there, doing nothing. That's the worst thing you can do. You need to have circulation, man. 2 things in life: circulation and like what's the other word, man? Anyway.
Movement and circulation.
Yeah, because those are key things.
You can't keep stag for sure.
Exactly. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Well, just to give our viewers so they know, many of you may not have encountered in family-wise or friends to have Parkinson's disease, but I'm sure whether in your daily life or businesses you may have come across, it'd be great to be able to support him and shift business and let them know that this is something that he offers to help that out in those cases. Even though it may not be immediately used by you or whoever, it's good to give you the opportunity to send somebody to your gym and continue business that way. So
sure, if you know someone out that way, absolutely, Yeah. And it's unfortunate that the insurance companies doesn't cover Rock Steady Boxing. So what they pay is out of pocket. So some people pay a little bit more, some pay a little bit less. But what we do is all proceeds from my exhibition. Hey, if you can't make it, I go, don't worry about it, man. Don't let the money stop you from coming to take care of what you got to do. We'll work it out for you. And what we do, we charge about $125 for 12 hour-and-a-half long classes. Some guys have belts, so you got to hold them up. You got to help them out. So it's a process, but there's nothing more gratifying than seeing someone make progress. It's
great, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
it's awesome. Keep up the great work, brother.
You. For sure.
It's awesome
thanks a
what
lot,
you're doing.
Man. I'm so glad that you guys allowed me to come out here.
We're glad you did, man.
I appreciate that.
It's
haven't seen you in about 36 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah.
So you guys check out Bullz Boxing Club.
Yep.
And give them a chance, even if they want to just come visit you. Let them come just check you out see what it is. I know there's younger kids, excuse me, that are coming up now that are getting into they like boxing, and they're changing their way their athletics are too.
Sure.
They're getting more involved. So
yeah, we're gonna post all the information in the description. You'll have all the information, ways to reach them, ways to reach out to them, ways to ask them questions, even about the Rock Steady Boxing program.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Awesome.
Guys.
Any last words you want to give our guys or anything?
Well, to the guys, at Rock Steady Boxing, man, fist pump to you guys, man. Where's the camera at?
Oh, yeah. Straight ahead.
Bam, right there. Double fist pump, man.
Yep.
I know that they'll be watching, laughing when that part comes up.
Yeah.
If you guys keep that part. Okay.
All right, great, man.
Right.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, man.
Thank you. Thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
And to the
Don't forget
audience,
to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe and check us out.
Subscribe, like, throw in some comments.
Cool.